Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make progress every single day while others stay stuck in the same place for years? The difference isn't talent. It isn't luck. Oh, and it's certainly not intelligence alone. The difference is the way they think. Successful people don't wake up every morning with more hours in the day than you do. They don't have fewer problems. What they have is a mindset, a way of seeing challenges, opportunities, and failure that pushes them forward even when things get difficult. Today, I want to share with you how successful people think every day, and more importantly, how you can train your mind to think the same way. Because success doesn't begin with what you do. Success begins with how you think. And when you change the way you think, you change the direction of your life. Have you ever noticed that the most successful people rarely begin by talking about what they do? Instead, they talk about why they do it. Their purpose comes before their actions. Their beliefs come before their strategies. Their vision comes before their results. This is because true success is not built on methods alone. It is built on meaning. Many people wake up every morning focused on tasks. They think about the meetings they need to attend, the work they need to complete, or the goals they want to achieve. There is nothing wrong with that. The problem begins when those tasks become disconnected from a deeper purpose. When people lose sight of why they are doing something, motivation becomes temporary, discipline becomes difficult, challenges feel heavier, obstacles seem impossible to overcome. Successful people think differently. Before they focus on the destination, they understand the reason behind the journey. They know exactly what drives them. Their purpose acts like a compass that guides every decision they make. Even when circumstances change, even when plans fail, even when uncertainty appears, they continue moving forward because they are connected to something bigger than the immediate outcome. Think about the difference between a person who works simply to earn money and a person who works because they believe they are building a better future for themselves and their family. Both may perform the same tasks, but their mindset is completely different. One is motivated only by rewards. The other is motivated by purpose. When difficulties arise, the person driven by purpose often finds the strength to keep going because their reason is stronger than the challenge in front of them. Purpose creates resilience. It helps people continue when motivation fades. The truth is that nobody feels motivated every day. Even the most successful individuals experience doubt, frustration, and exhaustion. The difference is that they do not rely on feelings alone. They rely on clarity. They remind themselves why they started in the first place. That reminder becomes a source of energy when circumstances become difficult. When people do not know their why, they become easily distracted. They chase every opportunity that appears. They compare themselves with others. They change directions constantly because they are searching for something they have not clearly defined. As a result, they spend years moving without making meaningful progress. Activity is not the same as advancement. Being busy is not the same as being purposeful. Knowing your why helps you filter distractions. It allows you to say no to things that do not align with your goals. It gives you confidence to stay on your path even when others question your decisions. Many people abandon their dreams because they seek approval from everyone around them. Successful people understand that not everyone will understand their vision. They do not expect universal agreement. Their purpose gives them the confidence to continue regardless of outside opinions. Purpose also influences the quality of your decisions. When you know what truly matters to you, choices become clearer. Instead of reacting emotionally to every situation, you begin evaluating opportunities based on whether they support your larger mission. This creates consistency in your actions and direction in your life. Another important aspect of starting with your why is that it creates authenticity. People naturally connect with individuals who believe in something meaningful. They are inspired by conviction. They trust people who act from genuine purpose rather than personal gain alone. Whether you are leading a business, building a career, creating content, or pursuing a personal dream, people are more likely to support your journey when they understand the reason behind it. Purpose transforms ordinary work into meaningful work. Two people can perform the exact same task and have completely different experiences. One sees it as an obligation. The other sees it as part of a mission. The task itself may be identical, but the mindset changes everything. Meaning gives value to effort. It turns sacrifice into investment. It transforms setbacks into lessons and challenges into opportunities for growth. Many people spend years asking themselves what they should do. A more powerful question is why they want to do it. The answer often reveals deeper motivations that shape future decisions. Maybe you want to succeed because you want freedom. Maybe you want to create opportunities for your family. Maybe you want to prove to yourself that you are capable of more. Maybe you want to make a positive impact on the lives of others. Whatever the reason may be, clarity creates focus. The strongest goals are connected to something emotional. Facts can inform us, but emotions move us. A purpose that touches your heart will always be more powerful than a goal that exists only on paper. When your actions are connected to values and beliefs, persistence becomes easier because your work feels significant. Successful people regularly revisit their why. They do not assume that one moment of clarity will last forever. They remind themselves of their purpose again and again. They reflect on what matters most. They reconnect with the vision that inspired them to begin. This habit keeps them aligned with their goals and prevents them from drifting away from what truly matters. Every achievement begins as an idea, but lasting success begins with purpose. The actions you take each day become more meaningful when they are connected to a clear reason. Your why gives direction to your efforts, strength to your discipline, and meaning to your journey. It becomes the foundation upon which confidence, resilience, focus, and growth are built. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that success is about being perfect. They think successful people never make mistakes, never fail, and never experience setbacks. They imagine that achievement comes from flawless execution and constant excellence. This belief sounds reasonable on the surface, but it creates a dangerous mindset. When people become obsessed with perfection, they often stop moving forward because they are afraid of making mistakes. Successful people think differently. They understand that progress matters more than perfection. They know that improvement is built through consistent action, not through waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of themselves. They focus on becoming a little better every day rather than trying to become perfect overnight. Perfection is an impossible standard. No matter how much you achieve, there will always be something that could have been done better. There will always be another skill to learn, another weakness to improve, and another challenge to overcome. If your happiness depends on reaching perfection, you will spend your entire life feeling disappointed because perfection continues to move further away as you grow. Progress, on the other hand, is measurable. It allows you to recognize improvement even when you have not reached your final destination. Every step forward matters. Every lesson learned matters. Every small victory matters. Successful people understand that major accomplishments are usually the result of hundreds or thousands of small improvements accumulated over time. Many people never begin because they are waiting for ideal conditions. They want complete confidence before taking action. They want certainty before making a decision. They want every detail figured out before starting. The problem is that confidence rarely appears before action. Confidence is usually built through action. People gain clarity by moving forward, not by standing still. Think about someone learning a new skill. Whether it is public speaking, writing, entrepreneurship, sports, or leadership, nobody starts as an expert. The first attempt is often uncomfortable and imperfect. The second attempt may still contain mistakes. The third attempt may feel slightly better. Improvement happens gradually. The person who accepts this process continues growing. The person who demands perfection often becomes discouraged and quits before meaningful progress can occur. Fear of imperfection can be incredibly limiting. It convinces people that mistakes are signs of weakness rather than signs of growth. It causes them to hide their work, avoid opportunities, and delay important decisions. Over time, this fear creates stagnation. They remain trapped in preparation mode while others move forward through experience. Successful people do not view mistakes the same way. They understand that mistakes are part of the learning process. Every error provides information. Every setback reveals something valuable. Instead of asking, "How can I avoid mistakes?" they often ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" This shift in thinking transforms challenges into opportunities for improvement. Progress requires patience. Modern society often promotes the idea of instant success. Social media shows highlights of achievements without revealing the years of effort behind them. People see the result, but not the journey. They see the victory, but not the countless failures that came before it. As a result, many individuals develop unrealistic expectations about how quickly success should happen. The reality is that meaningful growth takes time. Skills are developed through repetition. Confidence is built through experience. Expertise is earned through consistent effort. The people who achieve extraordinary results are often those who remain committed long after others become discouraged by slow progress. Another benefit of focusing on progress is that it reduces unnecessary pressure. When perfection becomes the goal, every mistake feels devastating. Every setback feels like proof of inadequacy. This mindset creates anxiety and self-doubt. Progress-oriented thinking creates a healthier perspective. Mistakes become temporary obstacles rather than permanent failures. Challenges become part of the journey rather than reasons to quit. Progress also creates momentum. Small victories build confidence. Each improvement provides evidence that growth is happening. Over time, these small wins accumulate into significant achievements. A person who improves by just 1% each day eventually experiences remarkable transformation. The changes may seem insignificant in the moment, but consistency produces powerful results over longer periods. Many successful individuals focus on systems rather than outcomes alone. Instead of obsessing over a distant goal, they concentrate on daily habits and routines. They understand that success is often a byproduct of repeated positive actions. They trust the process of improvement even when immediate results are not visible. This approach encourages resilience because it shifts attention away from short-term disappointments. When people focus only on outcomes, setbacks can feel discouraging. When they focus on progress, they recognize that every experience contributes to growth. Even difficult moments become valuable because they provide lessons and strengthen character. Progress-oriented thinking also encourages experimentation. People become more willing to try new ideas because they are less afraid of failure. They understand that not every attempt will succeed, but every attempt will provide insight. This willingness to learn accelerates growth and creates opportunities that perfectionism often prevents. The path to success is rarely straight. There are unexpected obstacles, mistakes, delays, and moments of uncertainty. Those who focus on perfection often become frustrated by these realities. Those who focus on progress accept them as natural parts of the journey. They continue moving forward, adjusting their approach, learning from experience, and improving with each step they take. Every expert was once a beginner. Every achievement started with an imperfect first step. Every successful person has experienced moments of failure, doubt, and uncertainty. What separates them from others is not perfection. It is their commitment to continuous improvement. They understand that growth happens one step at a time, one lesson at a time, and one day at a time. One of the most powerful differences between successful people and everyone else is the way they view failure. Most people fear failure because they see it as proof that they are not capable, not talented enough, or not good enough. They treat failure like a final judgment on their potential. When something goes wrong, they become discouraged, lose confidence, and often give up before reaching their goals. Successful people have a completely different perspective. They do not enjoy failure, but they understand its value. They see failure as a lesson, a teacher, and a source of information. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" they ask, "What can this teach me?" This simple shift in thinking changes everything. Failure is often misunderstood. Many people believe that success and failure are opposites, but in reality, they are closely connected. Every achievement contains lessons learned from previous mistakes. Every successful person has experienced disappointment, rejection, setbacks, and moments when things did not go according to plan. The difference is that they use those experiences as stepping stones instead of stopping points. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls countless times before taking stable steps. Yet no one looks at those falls and concludes that the child is incapable of walking. The falls are simply part of the learning process. Adults often forget this principle when pursuing their own goals. They expect immediate success and become frustrated when they encounter difficulties. They interpret temporary setbacks as permanent limitations. Growth has always involved trial and error. Learning anything valuable requires mistakes. Whether someone is building a business, learning a language, developing leadership skills, creating content, or pursuing a dream, progress comes through experience. Mistakes provide feedback that helps people adjust, improve, and move closer to success. One reason failure feels painful is because people attach their identity to outcomes. When they fail, they begin to believe that they are failures. There is a major difference between experiencing failure and becoming a failure. Experiencing failure is an event. Becoming a failure is a decision to stop trying. Successful people understand this distinction. They separate their self-worth from their temporary results. When a plan does not work, they do not immediately question their value as individuals. Instead, they evaluate the strategy, identify weaknesses, and make adjustments. They recognize that a failed attempt simply means a particular approach was ineffective, not that the goal itself is impossible. Many of the world's greatest achievements were built on repeated failures. Inventors, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and leaders often faced rejection and disappointment before achieving success. Their stories remind us that setbacks are not signs that we should quit. They are often signs that we are learning something important. Failure develops qualities that success alone cannot teach. It builds resilience, patience, humility, and adaptability. When everything goes according to plan, people may never discover how strong they truly are. Challenges force individuals to grow. They reveal strengths that remain hidden during comfortable times. Resilience is one of the most valuable lessons failure can teach. Life rarely unfolds exactly as expected. Unexpected obstacles appear. Opportunities disappear. Plans change. People who cannot handle failure often struggle when facing uncertainty. Those who learn from failure develop the ability to recover, adapt, and continue moving forward despite difficulties. Another lesson failure teaches is the importance of preparation. Sometimes setbacks reveal gaps in knowledge, skills, or effort. Instead of viewing these discoveries negatively, successful people use them as opportunities for improvement. They identify weaknesses and turn them into strengths through learning and practice. Failure also teaches humility. Success can sometimes create overconfidence, but setbacks remind people that growth is an ongoing process. Humility keeps individuals open to feedback, willing to learn, and committed to improvement. It helps them remain students regardless of how much they achieve. Many people spend more energy avoiding failure than pursuing success. They stay inside their comfort zones because they fear embarrassment or disappointment. Unfortunately, comfort rarely leads to significant growth. The greatest opportunities often exist beyond familiar boundaries. Taking risks always involves uncertainty, and uncertainty creates the possibility of failure. Successful people understand this reality. They do not wait until fear disappears. They act despite fear because they know that growth requires courage. They accept the possibility of failure as part of the journey. Rather than allowing fear to control their decisions, they focus on the lessons they can gain from every experience. Failure often provides clarity. When something does not work, it forces people to examine their assumptions and reconsider their approach. This process can reveal insights that would never have appeared through success alone. Some of life's most valuable lessons emerge during moments of difficulty. Another important aspect of learning from failure is taking responsibility. Successful people avoid blaming circumstances, luck, or other people for every setback. While external factors may influence outcomes, they focus on